Hello, welcome back. Again, my name is Kevin Moberly, and in this video, I'm going to be going over step 2 of the PACE race. So let me share my screen and we'll get started. In step 1 of the PACE race, you'll remember we created player pieces for each player. And step 2, we're going to start building the track. And so in this video, I'm going to just basically go over an overview of what we need to do to how this works, how we get started, and give you an example. The procedure that you go to build the track, you're going to be doing this for almost all of the steps. I think with the exception of step 5 and step 7, we'll be doing something very different. So this is pretty much with some variations, which we'll see as we go on. So again, you can zoom in with the mouse wheel, you can zoom in step 2, and they're off, right? We're building a track. So this track that we're building is going to be composed of 3 lanes, one that corresponds to community, the second to curriculum, and then the third that corresponds to research. So, you know, the best place to begin is the beginning. Let's start with the instructions. And so take a Post-it note from the stack below that corresponds to the content of area of the PACE Institute that most interest you. So, and again, community, curriculum, or research, or color coded. I'm gonna, for this one, I don't know, I'm gonna say curriculum. And so so again, click on the arrow there to drag one, and then grab a Post-it note and you drag it to an empty spot on the track, right? You could drag more than one to drag it there, and this is how the track's going to be built. But for you, just have to drag one. So I'll just put these back. So I'm not taking them on. Okay, that's the first step, right? Drag a Post-it note, put it on the track, you know, adjacent to another. That's just step 2. And step 3 is, okay, let's roll the dice. Google's one-sided dice, and we rolled a 2. Okay, so if we rolled a 2, so if you rolled a 1 or a 2, we're going to create an obstacle, right? If you rolled a 3 or 4, you're going to create scenery. If you rolled 5 or 6, you're going to create a bonus space. But we rolled an obstacle. So, okay, so based on your notes, your recollection of Dr. Helen Compton's open plenary, which is what step 2 is based on, what is one of the primary challenges facing educators in the PACE content area you chose? Okay, we chose, again, curriculum. And so write this challenge on your Post-it note. And now I haven't actually heard Dr. Compton's plenary yet. I'm doing this ahead of time. But so I'll just write on my Post-it note, I don't know, primary challenge that I remember. And again, for these, you know, just the first thing that sticks in your mind from the talk is fine. It doesn't have to be anything, you know, that you have to spend a lot of time thinking of it. Say, okay, you think back to the talk, and what's the first thing you realize, the first primary challenge that you realize just from the top of your head, right? Okay, so we wrote the challenge on the Post-it note down below, right? Primary challenge that I remember. And then, so next thing, we're going to roll Google's 6-sided dice 2 times. So let's do that. So the first roll, we got a 3, and we'll roll it again, and boom, we got a 2, a 3 and a 2. Oh, we're not rolling too well, right? Okay, so if you rolled, the first number you rolled, which would be 3, will determine the attribute your obstacle effect. So if you rolled a 1 or a 2, landing on the square will negatively affect the player's horsepower. We didn't roll a 2, we rolled a 3 or 4, so the landing on the square will negatively affect the player's agility. And the second number determines the amount of the penalty. So we rolled a 3 and a 2. So a 3 would be agility. And so we're just going to say, go back here and we'll say agility minus, what I remember, minus 2. I like to bold face it, right? And then you're done. You're done with step 2. You know, the answer is the bonus, and that pretty much follow the same procedure for the bonus and the scenery. All right, keep up the good work. I'll see you in step 3.